Okay, my guests today are Jordan and Christy Wolf, along with Peekaboo Annie. How are you guys today?
We're fine. How are you?
Doing well. So, tell us a little bit about how your life has changed since this pandemic.
well, I'm home a lot more. Um, I'm home a lot more. I'm sleeping.
Sleeping's always good.
Yeah, it's great. I get to spend a lot more time with this one over here.
Nice, nice. Always fun. So, kind of getting into it. You usually sing in the praise team, Christy. Jordan, you work a lot with the sound and lights. So, you guys missing it? Anything? Do you miss being up there in front of everybody or behind the scenes making everybody look and sound good?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely miss church a lot, and it's different doing it, having church at home, but we're definitely glad that we can still connect via technology. And we like these interviews too. They've been fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching them, for the most part.
For the most part? Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I enjoy doing them for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, the people you've interviewed have been cool so far. You're all right.
I try. My favorite part is getting roasted while I do interviews, but hey, thanks.
I mean, I can turn the fire up on them.
So I'm going to go back a little bit, and we do a lot of little different sections. I'm going to go with a deep dive. So, Jordan, how big were you when you were born?
Not very. I was I was like 13 inches long, and I weighed like 1 pound 13 ounces. So basically, like 6 or 7 sticks of butter.
That sounds delicious, but so you were just a preemie. How many months were you?
I was born 3.5 months early. I was supposed to be born on July 9th, and I was born April 2nd.
Man,
I wanted to see the world.
Absolutely, and you've done so. It's just amazing. I'm kind of going over all my notes, and of course I've known you for years, but you're such an outdoorsy kind of guy. So being stuck in the house has got to be a pain in the neck. Right.
Yeah, it definitely it has its challenges, especially since here in Jersey, most of the parks are closed. We can go around the block. Here where we live, the park is still open, but it's mostly like the walking and jogging trails around it. You can't really go into it really. I don't know. I mean, last night the Sudafed that I took was keeping me awake, so I was looking at like wild edible foraging on my phone.
And he's been reading like New Jersey day trips and like different nature books. And well, Annie actually during this, he brought up the park. We've only gone to the park once because Annie was just upset that she couldn't go on the playground, and so that was just difficult and sad. So we've just been staying in the yard or walking up and down the avenue if it's nice. But she's been she likes her sliding board, but we have sidewalk chalk and bubbles, and mostly what she wants to do is pick up rocks and acorns. And she calls them, what do you call them? What are all your rocks and acorns in your little box? Do you want to tell Mr. Bill?
Apparently she's camera shy for once in her life.
About your treasures. She's been calling them her treasures.
Her treasures. Nice. Yeah, Ethan does the same thing, so it's okay. I get so many acorns and rocks from him.
And she was trying to climb the tree outside, and we're like,
Yeah, that's it.
like all the branches are like probably 15 feet or higher, so that wasn't going very well.
It's in her blood. It's in her blood.
Right. So let's go with you, Jordan. You once spent the night at the top of a tree.
Yeah, I have. When I was in college, I was tired of being stuck in the dorm, and I would do different things to not be inside. So yeah, there were a couple times where I would sleep in the top of a really big tree on campus in my hammock, and yeah, it was awesome. Being like, 60 plus feet above everybody on a nice warm spring night. It's pretty relaxing. Kind of rocks you to sleep all by yourself.
Yeah, that doesn't sound frightening at all. So Christy, being stuck inside here, but you've traveled the world. So you've been to Spain, you've been to Pompeii. Is that?
Yes, we did go to Pompeii, part of our honeymoon in Italy. That was cool.
Yeah, I've never been. I mean, what's the most exciting thing about being out of the country?
We like history. I mean, don't quiz me or anything, but like just being places where it's like, this is really old, so it's just like really cool to kind of step back in time. And also I have some family in Italy, so it was cool to connect with some of my cousins that I had met a few of them when they visited the States, but it's cool to be there and to be able to connect and somehow connect, even though not all of them could even speak English and I couldn't speak Italian, but you still feel comfortable because it's like, okay, well, you're family, and they're really welcoming. And so seeing family, kind of going back in time, it's just really cool and fun. I like to see different things. And when we went to Spain, I studied abroad in Spain in college, so to go back a couple of years later and show Jordan the places that I had been and things that I experienced, and he got to meet the family that I lived with over there. That was cool too.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Well, you said I wasn't allowed to give you trivia on history, but I do have a trivia game for you coming up.
Okay.
I like trivia.
So we've seen a ton of movies together and all kinds of different stuff. And we know I'm not into like chick flicks. I'm more into the, little bit. But I'm gonna read you a movie, a description of a movie, and you gotta tell me, because I know that you enjoy this movie, what movie this is. Here it is.
Okay.
This is actually from the TV Guide in 1988.
Oh.
The year I was born.
That's why I picked it. Let's go with that. Transported to a surreal landscape, a young girl kills the first person she meets and then teams up with 3 strangers to kill again. What movie is that?
Are you talking about The Wizard of Oz, but in a very dark way?
I am. Good job.
But that movie is from the 30s, so why?
If the TV Guide had it on that night, and so they put in a little description of what was on TV that night.
I'm pretty sure you made that up, but okay.
Google it.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see you writing that. Yeah, I think that's a very.
Mine's way darker, so but
Okay, well then we won't go there.
So let's go into some. So I love The Wizard of Oz. I know you like The Wizard of Oz too, and you have all kinds of things. You even have a Wizard of Oz game.
Sorry, I missed that because somebody dropped a water bottle on the floor.
Jordan.
Let me grab that real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody else do this with a kid in the camera yet, so
Vincent, Katrina, and Grayson. So
Oh.
you already have. Oh. So here we go. I got it. I know you have a Wizard of Oz trivia game, but I have my own Wizard of Oz trivia
at my
for you.
mom's house, but I'm pretty sure it's still there.
Okay. But I'm going to give you some Wizard of Oz trivia.
Okay.
Here we go. This is Glinda a good witch or a bad witch?
In the movie, A Good Witch.
Okay. So she says in the movie that only ugly witches are bad witches. And so she asked Dorothy if she's a good witch or a bad witch.
Okay.
How much shade do you think that is that she's throwing at Dorothy right there?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll keep going. Glinda she, has a teenager kill her rival for a pair of shoes. Does that make her a good witch or a bad witch?
Well, she didn't kill her. The house fell on her, and it wasn't but her fault, and it was a dream anyway. So.
Or has Dorothy then go kill the other witch for the shoes? Just saying. And then,
Well.
I'm not a big fan of Glinda. Let's go with that. She could have sent Dorothy home the whole time. Yet she didn't. She has to go on this big journey. And Dorothy.
Yeah, I never really got that part either.
Yeah, and Dorothy's really not innocent in the whole thing either. I mean, she never learned the names of the people that she's with. She just calls them by their characteristics, like Scarecrow, Cowardly Lion, Tin Man. Like, that's not cool. Okay, for you.
I didn't write it. I didn't know they had other names. I never even thought about it.
I'm just saying, and then the Tin Man and the Lion, how did they feel at the end when she says to the Scarecrow, I'll miss you most of all?
I know.
Especially the Cowardly Lion, you know.
And the Tin Man, she probably broke his heart.
That's probably true. Well, anyway, I'm going to go into a Would You Rather game. It's in my email. I pick it out. Here we go. You guys get random questions. Here we are.
When's the last time you washed that hat?
I don't know. I wore it to the parade, but I don't know. I don't know why I just smelled it either.
I was wondering if the paper was yellow or if I just.
No, this paper's been in there. I would wear it. Here we go. Christine's first question is, A, would you rather eat a spoonful of uncooked rice or B, a slice of stale bread?
I mean, I think that the slice of stale bread is a little more palatable, but I mean, I'd say that, but I'm okay with eating. I'll eat anything.
Probably the bread would be easier.
Okay, and then the other question would be, A, would you rather have no eyebrows or B, one giant unibrow?
I do.
I don't know.
Well, see, like if you don't have eyebrows, that's like that can be really fun because then people can't tell, you know, like what are they thinking, their expression, and I think that could be really fun, especially if they were going to go, you know, going to grow back. Are they going to grow back, or is it like this is what you got?
I think this is what you got.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess
Some
you have to
people
draw.
draw their eyebrows on.
Yeah.
But if you have a unibrow, you could pluck in between.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I'd rather. I don't know. I'd rather. Not, I think it'd be more fun for me to not have any eyebrows. I think it would kind of like, you know, people ask you for something, you turn around, yes, can I help you? I think it would be cool. And then they couldn't tell if you were ever surprised.
It's true.
What's wrong? You want to get down?
So let's go with who is, and this can go for everybody. Who's a person of faith that inspires you?
Like living or
It
past?
doesn't have to be. This is your answer. Whoever is somebody that has inspired you.
Well, I don't know, I think for me, it's it's for me, it's probably my grandfather on my mom's dad. He's a big reason that I am the way I am as far as how I look at nature and the world and stuff like that. He was always really committed to showing me the amazing creation that's around us. And he wants to show you.
Oh, nice.
And so like when I was born so early, basically he was a teacher, and he was like, I quit. I'm gonna be a grandfather. So he taught me a lot of what I know, and gave me a good perspective on the world as we see it. And so I kind of take that to, wherever I go with me, as you've seen with my outdoorsy stuff.
You want to get some?
But it's, he definitely left a big impression on me as far as how he viewed God's creation and what it means to us and what we mean to him.
What about you, Christy? Who's somebody of faith that inspired you?
Well, I really appreciate Pastor Vince and all our Pastor Greg, and I just think they really show a lot of love for the church and the community, and lead the church in a way where they are calling us to, of course, honor and serve God, but they do it in a way that is humble and down to earth, and really look up to them. So I would say our pastors.
Excellent. And Annie's is Elmo. That's her person.
Apparently, yeah.
Elmo and Pete. It's a split decision.
Split decision.
Elmo and Pete.
There you go. So, what's something that we can pray for you guys for?
I think the biggest thing for us right now is I'm furloughed from my job, so I don't have any work coming in, and what I do for a living kind of requires large groups of people to assemble together, and I don't know when that's going to really come back in any large way. So, unfortunately, I kind of think that the industry that I work in is going to be one of the later ones that comes back around as far as the large-scale events go. There's a lot of virtual stuff, like this type of thing that we're doing, the type of videos the church has been doing, pre-recording, and any live streaming that places are doing. We do that too. But for the time being, I'm hunkering down at home, and
It's my rocking chair.
I did fix your rocking chair. So yeah, I'm definitely staying busy, lots of projects and things.
Yeah.
But we're doing fine. At least I think I keep Christy entertained. I don't know. I try to keep Annie entertained too. But yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it. I'm really appreciating the time that I have at home right now, because normally I'd be working a bazillion hours each week and not sleeping hardly at all. So this time of year, so I'm really appreciating it. Just taking it in stride.
Yeah. Seeing like this quarantine is difficult, and we're thankful for the ways that God has provided and continues to provide. But of course, starting to get anxious, thinking, like he said, when is his industry going to be able to come back?
Right.
And also just missing being with people, being with our families and friends and church families. So probably a lot of the same stuff that a lot of people are going through right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's still. I mean, it affects everybody. So it's,
Yeah.
and then lastly, what would you like to tell the people of Immanuel?
We missed you, and we hope that we can gather together soon as one big family of God. And you know, from all the pictures I'm seeing, you know, a souped-up church building, you know, hopefully with a working elevator and stuff by that time, and you know, be able to gather again and praise God as one big body together.
Yes, and also thanks to everyone who is, including you, Bill, who's keeping us connected and involved with all. We're appreciating the online church and prayer meetings and Bible studies, and you know, like our Young Marrieds group has met virtually, and Katrina has done Facebook Live on, with our women's Bible study. So it's been really a relief and fun to still be connected, and everyone's still out there. It's not just, you know, the three of us in our house. So thanks to everyone that's reaching out and keeping us all connected. And we miss you and love you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope stay safe, stay well, and we will talk to you
Thank
soon.
you. You too.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Hope to see you in person soon, Bill.
You got it.